Before we discuss molten chocolatey whatever, all I've gotta say is we've out-pizzaed the Hut. You think we can't out-Domino their molten chocolate cake? Get out of here. Okay, so we are doing the Domino's molten chocolate cake with crunch or something like that. Something about crunch, I don't know, potato chips? It's chocolate lava cake. We all know it, we've had it before at multiple restaurants. We've seen the whole like Chef Casper from the movie Chef yelling at him saying, molten. This video has two agendas. Obviously we wanna beat Domino's. The second is that we wanna figure out if the Ganache Center or the Underbaked Center is better. So with all that said, let's make this, shall we? Because it's Domino's, I figured it makes sense to just order it. It'd be weird if we went there and we were like, hey, can I have a cake? Please. Whoa, this has a 4 stars out of 5. This is the Michelin one.
Our lobby is closed for dine-in service.
Do people dine in at Domino's? You're dining? No, you're not. You're stoned. Are y'all serving the molten chocolate cakes this early?
Yes.
I'll get 2 orders of them.
They're not very big.
Then I'll do 3 of them then.
Okay.
Good upsell.
You might call them like, oh, they're really small, but just a heads up. Okay, so your total comes out to be $16.48.
He woke up, baked, and I'm not talking about the chocolate lava cakes, went to work, and then I called, and he immediately was like, oh, fuck. Yeah? You know they're small, right? Okay, bye. I haven't even opened these, and I'm already ready to go off. Gâteau au chocolat avec un crème. And underneath that it says, for those who don't know fancy speak, chocolate lava crunch cakes. Sir, this is not fancy speak. This is just another nation's language. For those who don't know fancy speak, crunchy lava cakes, dad. They went on Google Translate, typed this in, and it's not even 100% correct. And so the French people who are watching this are probably like, oui. These look like 2 charcoal briquettes. Let's toss these under the grill. Let's make some burgers. See if it oozes. It's not oozing, but it's molten. This tastes a lot cheaper than I remember. It tastes genuinely like Hershey's chocolate syrup. That's not a good thing. If anyone's like, oh, I love Hershey's chocolate syrup, shh. And the crunch is not really there. I thought it was gonna be chewy, but it's just like crunchy because it's overcooked. And there's no salt! Oop, got some poopy on my finger. It's not terrible, but 100% not deserving of the clout. We can definitely outdo this. I'm gonna give you 2 ways to flex on them. Okay folks, we got 2 versions here. It's the Underbaked versus the Ganache Center versus Domino's. Let us begin with the sacrilegious Underbaked version. First start with 4 6-ounce ramekins, grease each of them with butter, then powder them lightly with all-purpose flour, rotate the flour around the ramekin to coat all the walls, then dump out the excess flour. Repeat that with all of your ramekins. Then fill a medium sauce pot with about ½ inch of water, bring that to a simmer, and in a medium-sized bowl, ideally glass, you're gonna add 165 grams exactly of bittersweet chocolate, around 50 to 60% cacao, and ½ a cup or 115 grams of unsalted cold butter. Place that on top of your simmering water. Please make sure the bowl isn't touching the water, okay? This is not a skinny dipping zone. Let that heat and melt, stirring occasionally. Then while that's going on, in a separate bowl, add 2 eggs and 2 egg yolks. Begin beating those 2 together using either an electric beater with a whisk attachment or a good old-fashioned elbow grease. Once that begins to turn a little lighter in color and the volume about doubles, add in 1½ tablespoons or 21 grams of brown sugar, 3 tablespoons or 43 grams of granulated sugar, gradually till all of it is added, ½ a teaspoon or 3 grams of fine sea salt, and 1½ teaspoons or 5 grams of vanilla extract. Keep on mixing that chocolate and butter together until it's completely melted and smooth. Then add your egg mixture to the chocolate and fold until thoroughly combined. Finally, fold in 2 tablespoons or 20 grams of all-purpose flour until combined, and there you have your cake batter. Divide your batter evenly between all of your ramekins and place in an oven that's been preheated to 450 Fahrenheit or 230 Celsius for about 10 to 11 minutes. Be careful here because we want them to be underbaked. The outside should be set, but the inside should be just a touch jiggly. Then just pull them out, let them cool for 1 minute in the ramekin, make sure they're loosened, and invert onto a plate. Dust them with powdered sugar. Optionally, brulee that sugar to a beautiful crisp using a blowtorch. Then dust once more with powdered sugar, and let's see that inside. Give it a cut, spread it open, and oh my, this one is juicy. Now let's taste it. So this is the underbaked cake. Some people hate this. See, this has always been my go-to way of doing it. I don't tell people this because people whine and cry and they're like, but Chef Casper said in the movie that you have to put ganache. Jon Favreau, I want to kiss him on both cheeks. But this is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with this at all. Compared to the Domino's, this one actually tastes like chocolate. You understand? We have two different options, right? This one is basically like the Kraft Singles cheese. And then this one is the fine Gouda made in a farmhouse right outside of Amsterdam, smoking a pipe filled with artisanal tobacco. There's a roast in the oven. They've got a La Cornue range. There's lavender fields everywhere. That's this one, okay? Oh my God, did you see? It's the steam from my anguish. Taste tester now. TJ, get over here. There you go. That's number one. A little hot, man. You wanna blow on it a little? Okay, keep baby safe. That's number two.
Ooh, okay, that's hot. The second one sucks. It just tastes like sugar. Crunchy. It's got a nice texture to it, but that first one just tastes like rich chocolate. It's got a spongy, soft cake to it.
You heard it here. Second one's trash. Hold on now. We're not done yet.
Next up is the internet's favorite, the Ganache version. First, we gotta, well, make our ganache. It's real simple. In a sauce pot, add 6 tablespoons or 90 milliliters of heavy cream and a small pinch of salt. Place that over medium heat, and as soon as it's hot and just barely simmering, pour that over 2.5 ounces or 70 grams of very finely chopped bittersweet chocolate. Let that stand for 3 minutes. Optionally, you can cover it with plastic wrap to help that insulate the heat. Then whisk all that together till melted and velvety smooth. Now just chill that in the fridge for about 30 minutes or until set. Now while that's setting, we'll make our cake base, which is very similar to the last one. In your janky Bon Marie setup like last time, you're gonna instead add 4 ounces or 115 grams of bittersweet chocolate, a quarter cup or 56 grams of unsalted butter. Again, steam, stir, heat until, beautifully melted in, smooth. In a separate bowl, add 3 whole eggs, and don't forget to drop some shell in there to bruise your ego. Then beat that until lightened in color and doubled in volume. Then add a quarter cup or 60 grams of granulated sugar gradually, a small pinch of salt, and half a teaspoon or 2 grams of vanilla extract. Keep beating that together till you get a voluminous, smooth, light, eggy boy. Again, add the egg mixture to the chocolate, fold together until thoroughly combined and homogeneous, and add in a quarter cup or 37 grams of all-purpose flour. Fold that together till you get a smooth batter, then divide half of your total batter amongst 4 4-ounce ramekins. Then to each of those ramekins, add a thick and heaping teaspoon of your chilled ganache, and try to keep that ganache an actual brown ball rather than a craggly mess. Then divide your remaining batter evenly amongst your ramekins until each has had their ganache covered. Then just pop those in an oven set to 375 Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius for 15 minutes or until the cake is cooked through. And of course, the ganache is melted. You don't have to worry too much about overcooking the molten center since the ganache is, gonna stay molten. Then just pull those guys out, cool them for 2 minutes in their ramekins. If needed, run a knife around the edges and carefully invert onto a plate. Dust it with powdered sugar, brulee that brother. Again, optional, but a whole lot cooler if you did. Dust it again, pop it open, and look at that. A little more molten on the inside, a little more liquidaceous, if you will. But let's see if the taste matches its looks.
Oh my gosh, in the movie Chef, he put ganache, so that's the right way. Well, there's many ways to skin a cat, all right? But we did it that way anyway to appease the haters. Before I decide a winner on the ganache versus non-ganache, I just want to say that the ganache beats this. Whether you have that or not, undercooked or ganache, doesn't matter. This needs to go away. More importantly, we need a taste tester. This is the ganache filling. Can't say that. Now I gotta. Why did I do that? One of them has poop and one of them has pee. Number 1. Number 2.
I think I'm gonna go with the first one.
Really? You're picking the first one. Man, these motherfuckers don't know shit.
There's just more chocolatey taste to it.
This tastes like Hershey's chocolate, and this tastes like actual chocolate.
I can't stand dark chocolate. Sorry.
It tastes like Cocoa Puffs. What the hell did you eat? This is way better, dude.
Everybody that watches the channel that only eats Cocoa Puffs and Kraft Singles, Vikram is your man. For anyone who has the ability to translate information and then digest it and then output it, then TJ will come in and apply that for us. Thank you so much. Here's Domino's. Now, between the two cakes, is the Underbaked or is the Ganache better?
I honestly really like the Ganache the most. The taste and the little bit of crispy and crunchiness, that's what sold me.
I like the Underbaked one the most. There's just more intensity to it. The benefit is you don't have the extra step of making the goddamn ganache. Long story short, we've come to a winner. We have 2 different options. You choose your own adventure, but the true winner here today is us. If you're not a dark chocolate lover, add a little more sugar and you'll be just fine. Okay, Vikram?
You wanna know what else is chocolatey, warm, and ready to ooze onto your plate? Geez, that sounded a lot less terrible on paper. B-roll. Alright guys, and that is it. So we made the Domino's chocolate lava cake. I did discover one thing about this, which is it does make sense to me how somebody would maybe prefer a sweeter interior in their molten chocolate lava cake. I prefer it to actually taste deeply and rich of chocolate, dark chocolate, a little bit of bitterness, but not too much, and it's just very rich and decadent. Others may be more used to more sugary and Hershey's flavor, I guess. I don't know. The point is add more sugar, but maybe also work on like what chocolate should actually taste like. Anyway, this is obviously a childhood favorite for many, so you can pick whichever one makes the best sense for you. I still really like the Underbaked one, I'm not gonna lie. With all that said, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.